if cricket would not have happened, your only backup was that you get back to the construction business that your family established.
Principal had called my parents, they had called me, they told my parents that I might be the first student in the 25 years of the school history that might fail in the board exam.
Right.
And they had advised me not to write the boards. And in the next 3-4 months, the company did so well that the stock prices went up by 2.5x. Let's make something which is available on everyone's phones and they are able to access it very easily. Even if like the best of the people say that stop listening to these tips, but if it's your really good friend giving you a tip, eventually you're going to purchase it.
At the age of 15, after your board exams, the first thing that you're going to ask your family is what? A family vacation to a foreign destination? Yes. But this guy did something different. Asked for 50,000 rupees from his father to diversify and enhance his portfolio. A national cricketer who played cricket for almost 10 years. Quit cricket completely. And now is the youngest ever stockbroker to be listed on SEBI. At the age of 18, he started his own fintech company, which is called Trackk. We have with us the founder and CEO of Trackk, who's going to talk about his journey, that how he went from zero to Zidd1. Watch the podcast till the very end. What's up, Vedant? How do you feel coming on zero to Zidd1 on a Sunday? Yaar? Sunday खराब हो गया, sorry.
नहीं, Sunday मतलब firstly thanks यार, thanks for having me on zero to Zidd1. It's a very unique concept actually to understand the 0 to 1 journey of a founder or of a person actually. It's very interesting.
I don't want to see the founder side for the longest time. I want to see that person that Vedant Gupte is. The person Vedant Gupte has been a cricketer for the longest part of his life. And he went on to play tournaments across the country and also out of the country. And then you quit cricket. How was your cricketing journey since you were a kid?
So actually, I started playing cricket when I was in the 3rd standard. It was school cricket initially. Playing with friends is how we started. School coaching se start kiya. And then eventually in the 5th, 6th standard, I started figuring out that I would really want to make a career in cricket. But the thing was, this is something that every other Indian aspires, right? I want to become an Indian cricketer, want to win the World Cup for the country, stuff like that. So then 6th, 7th, the cricket became very serious. We started having, I started fighting with my parents that they put me in the wrong school actually.
Okay.
I never wanted to be in St. Gregorius. I wanted to be in a cricket playing school.
I think Swami Vivekanand was one of the biggest schools.
Yeah, kind of. But then there was like Rizvi, there was Anjuman Islam, these type of schools which used to play a lot of cricket and a lot of famous cricketers are from the school.
Okay.
And I always wanted to be in that school. But I still tried to play a lot of cricket. I used to go for coaching in the morning at 7 o'clock at Matunga Gymkhana.
Okay.
Then there used to be school, and after school got done, I used to work out. Workout was just like basic workout back then. But yeah, I was pretty serious.
तभी तो nutrition का भी logic किसी को पता नहीं था, जो है घर का खाना खा लो, बाहर का बंद कर दो.
Even the fitness was very different back then. It was not like lifting weights and stuff. It was more of like running. Yeah, and like doing a lot of pull-ups, push-ups.
But tell me something, Vedant, because look, I have also played cricket for like 6-7 odd years of my life, and I have heard a lot of stories from cricketers. When they are playing cricket, they tend to take their education very lightly, right? Yeah. Was it the same in your case also? Were you a studious kid, or were you neglecting your studies completely?
Completely neglecting. I was never a studious kid. Never focused on like studying or like writing exams, getting the right marks, stuff like that. Studies was completely neglected. In fact, 10th standard, when we had our prelims, the exams before your boards, I flunked in my prelims.
You're a commerce student or science student?
Science student. Till 10th.
So you were in an ICSE school, right?
ICSE.
Achha, to commerce or science ka option.
Yeah, you get the option over there. You can either choose like commerce or science. I went ahead with science, but the principal had advised me to drop science and maths. Of course. But I still went ahead with science, thinking that it'll probably be helpful at some point.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it?
I don't know. I mean, not using science as such right now, but I think it's just good education to get, good to understand, good knowledge to actually get about science.
In an ICSE school, the biggest advantage for us was that कि 8th standard तक तुम fail नहीं हो सकते.
Yeah, I think you can't fail till 10th, to be honest, because I would have been in the 10th standard till now. अच्छा, तो फिर Trackk का founder अभी भी 10th में अच्छा story निकल गया. Yeah. But tell me something, यार. When you are playing cricket, you're neglecting your studies completely. Who was that forcing person in the family कि भाई तेरे को पढ़ाई करना पड़ेगा? Was it your mother or your father? No, actually, no one, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. So the conversations were about like I wanted to drop out from school in the 8th or 9th and just focus on cricket.
Okay.
And every Sunday we used to have a fight at home in terms of like arguments about me convincing my parents about how I want to drop out and just focus on cricket. But then somewhere even I knew that's not possible. But they never forced me to like study hard or like aim for a certain marks or like pass certain exams, stuff like that.
Right.
So that was pretty. They were pretty helpful in this, and not only my parents. Actually, the rest of the family was also very chill in terms of like helping me pursue sports over cricket over like studies.
Dude, that's really astonishing, because most parents that I come across where they have cricketers in the house, they're very pushy about the fact that you need to study, you need to have a backup in your hand. So in this case, do you come from an entrepreneurial background, or your folks are also doing jobs? What is the background like?
Yeah, we do have like a business background. My dad is into construction, mom's an architect, and the rest of the family, like my grandfather is a businessman. A lot of my family is into business, so they do understand the concept. But everybody has completed their studies, done masters and stuff like that. So nobody's like dropped out and like doing business or something like that.
So basically, if cricket would not have happened, your only backup was that you get back to the construction business that your family is established with. In that case,
not really actually, because I never till date I don't understand the business as such. Never had the liking towards construction, but probably I would have joined it, but never like it or have any passion towards it.
Understood. So you gave your 10th boards. How much did you score in your 10th, dude?
10th I got 70%.
70 ICSE के हिसाब से decently to get into.
No, not at all.
I got 91%.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Flaunting it on camera, I got 91. Dude.
Exactly. 70 was actually very bad. Prelims I got 26%, or I think 27%. The principal had called my parents. They had called me. They told my parents that I might be the first student in the 25 years of the school history that might fail in the board exam. Right. And they had advised me not to write the boards.
Okay.
And they told me to like take like 1 year gap and then give the boards and probably study more. But then I ended up giving it and got 70%. So in terms of growth rate, I might have had the highest jump.
And this is something that you should put in your investor pitch also. अगर मैं 26% 70 पे आ सकता हूँ, मेरा company सोचो क्या.
But it was too scary. At that point, it was very scary at home, because that time even I was actually scared, because honestly I did not want to fail my 10th standard boards. That was the worst, right? But that point was very scary. And in fact, what happened was, when I was writing my board exams, before the physics exam, I was playing a Kanga League match, which is a division level match, and I had the exam the next year. I was playing a match so that day was very difficult. So my mom had allowed me to play, but dad was against it.
Dude, but wait, okay, your friends are sitting and studying at home. They're trying to figure out how to give the 10th exams. You have a physics exam and you're playing a match. Did you tell this to your friends ki bhai sun main ye kar raha hu? Did you seek help from your friends to study? How are you surviving this entire piece?
So back of the mind, I knew that the passing marks are like 40 or 35%. So I knew that even if I don't study, I'll get 35, 36. That's something that I knew. The 20 marks were internal, so I was like, I might just pass. But yeah, my friends did help me like studying maths and stuff like that. But you know, I was really not focused, like not even speak to my friends about like gaining that knowledge or asking them to like teach me stuff, because I genuinely had no interest in like.
If you were 13 or 12 again, would you repeat the same thing that you've done right now, or would you do it differently?
I would probably join a different school and just pursue cricket. But in terms of like pursuing studies, I would still do the same, like what I've done right now.
And you're happy and content with it? Ki haan, jo hua wo theek hi tha.
Absolutely, yeah.
So tell me one thing, who are the top cricketers with whom you've played during your stint as a cricketer?
I've played with Prithvi Shaw. I've played with some of the cricketers who are representing Mumbai right now. I don't know. Shams Mulani, if you've heard.
Right, I know.
Then
the off spinner, right?
The off spinner, yeah. Right. I had also played with Aryaman Birla. So I had played one match with him.
I think he's quit cricket now.
He's also quit cricket.
Yeah. He's got into the construction business.
Yeah.
That's the backup.
That was the backup, yeah. And a couple of more people who are representing Mumbai right now, and some of them have also shifted. States. Yeah.
A little off track right now. Why are folks shifting from Bombay to other states right now?
To pursue cricket?
Yeah.
Because I think Mumbai cricket is generally very difficult. I don't know about the political angle or like, how the politics works at that level. But it's really difficult to kind of get into the Mumbai team to make a career out of it. Because if you start playing for Mumbai, it means you are probably one of the best in the entire country, not only
The
in
Mumbai cricket circuit's too big.
It's very difficult, and it's very difficult to actually get in and start playing. So people think that they might shift to probably the best of the cricketers did not get in the team. Prithvi Shaw was recently dropped from the Mumbai team.
Yashasvi was planning to go out.
Goa, yeah. Arjun Tendulkar did not play for Mumbai.
He went to Goa, right?
Pondicherry, I think.
I think he tried to go to Goa,
and now I think he's gone to Pondicherry.
Oh, now he's gone to Pondi. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So if Arjun couldn't get in, it means it's really difficult.
Really difficult to get in. I think the biggest of folks like Aditya Tare, he's been a veteran of the game.
Yeah.
He's gone to some other state.
Yeah.
And this is something which has become a shift and trend. But I think Mumbai cricket is also progressing a lot with the new T20 leagues that they're coming up with.
Yeah, that's very interesting actually.
Yeah, the Mumbai T20 league.
Mumbai T20. I was reading about UP T20. There is
something which Delhi also
happening. Delhi is happening.
I mean the controversies were crazy there. Nitish Rana versus Digvesh Rathi.
Yeah, Digvesh Rathi. I think it happened in the last week only.
Last week only, the semi-finals. I read about Yash Dhool also. Yash Dhool had a 17mm hole in his heart. He made a comeback. Yeah, he had a 17mm hole in his heart. He just made a comeback and he hit two centuries.
One century. I properly saw that match.
It's very well. Back to back, and I flipped that dude. A dude with a 17mm hole in his heart came back and tell me one thing. When you pursued cricket, what was that Ziddi moment? Ki bhai ye hai to aarya pare. That one thought which is flickering in your mind continuously as a kid.
That I couldn't understand.
So basically, when Yuvraj played, he went to cancer, he came back. That one Ziddi thought or that one thought flickering in his mind was that I need to make a bloody comeback to the Indian team, and that is what I'm aiming for. For you, what was it?
For me, health-wise, there was nothing as such, but it was more on the lines that I need to really prove to myself, the family, because we have taken a very big punt by not studying and not pursuing studies as such. And I knew that if I really don't play cricket, then I had no backup plan about what I'll do after my 10th standard.
Right.
In fact, after my 10th, I got into more of a cricket playing college for the same reason.
You were in which college?
Khalsa College.
Oh, Khalsa, the one in Dadar, right?
Yeah, in Matunga. Yeah.
Matunga.
Yeah. So I got into Khalsa for the plus. I think that was the only college that was accepting 70%. But I got into Khalsa for cricket.
So you got done with your 10th, you got 70, you went to Khalsa, you were continuing to play cricket.
Yeah.
So what was that journey? Cricket फिर कब बंद हुआ? क्यों बंद हुआ?
So I played cricket till my 11th.
Okay, but that's 17 years of age.
Yeah, 17 years of age. But that's also when in my free time, because I had nothing to do, I started trading. Started figuring out stock markets. I started investing through my dad's portfolio, and investing in basic equity stocks, the blue chips, right? I did it for 8 to 10 months. Cricket was still going on. Then I started doing futures and options, and that's when I started figuring out that my friends aren't doing, because I started having conversations with people from our school, people that I know at cricket, people that I know from college, and started figuring out they are not trading or investing. So that's where I decided that.
But you were also not of legal age to do it, right?
No. So the Demat account was with my dad's account, and I used to trade from that account. I did not have an account back then, and that's how the shift started taking place. COVID hit. There was I wouldn't say there was nothing to do, but I was too engrossed in trading and investing for 1.5 or 2 years straight. That's when I decided that there is a problem in the market. Let's try and solve it and build a solution for it.
Okay, I have 2 follow-up questions here, Vedant. Now you're a 17-year-old dude who's just gotten out of school, in college, playing cricket. You've devoted your entire life to cricket, and everyone around you knows that, oh dude, he's going to become a cricketer eventually. How did that conversation go with your family and friends both? कि भाई अब मैं cricket छोड़ के मेरे को trading करना है.
It did not happen on one single day that I just stopped playing cricket and then eventually shifted to trading. It was a gradual process, right? So people started understanding that I have started trading and investing. So initially nobody understood that what I'm actually doing, because nobody at my house trades or invests. So they did not understand what I'm actually doing. But they started understanding I'm putting in more time for understanding the market, speaking to people, and conversations weren't around me. I never thought that I'll probably end up starting up with in the similar space. But the conversations were around do these people actually trade? Why don't they trade? And it was just to understand why they are not trading. So the process was very easy, or I won't say it took place in a single day.
Understood.
Yeah, it was a gradual
So this
process.
happened from say 2020.
Yeah.
And you were continuing to play cricket while COVID was hit in and around wherever.
Yeah, but that's when it really stopped.
Right.
As soon as COVID hit, cricket was completely shut because I couldn't play.
Of course.
There was no fitness. Fitness was whatever we did at home. But otherwise, there was no cricket as such. I completely stopped playing cricket because nobody was playing cricket.
So when did you properly stop playing cricket? Ki now I don't want to professionally keep playing.
I think the first wave of COVID, I stopped playing cricket, but I still wanted to become a cricketer. But lasted for a long time. That's when I decided that I still wanted to pursue cricket, but I thought of like building a solution for the 10 people that we knew. I think probably second or the third wave, that would be 2021.
2021 was the second wave in March.
Yeah. So yes. I think by the year end 2021, that's when we registered our company.
Okay.
And that's when I think October 20th or something. And that's when I got to understand that things are getting very serious with the business front. So I'll just put cricket secondary as of now and not focus on the sport professionally and really focus on what I'm building, because I'm getting a lot of insights and users are really liking what we are building. So that is when I really stopped playing cricket as such.
2021 October you stopped playing cricket.
Yeah.
So October 2021, what was the conversation with your family is what I'd want to ask again. Ki ab meri company register hogi, it's gotten shit serious now.
Yeah.
And I want to quit cricket. How was that conversation with folks?
Yeah, so actually my family did not understand why probably I'm not getting up in the morning and going for practices or playing matches, and I'm getting up in the morning but trading the markets. So that was so back then I think it was very difficult for me to explain to them that right now I'm not playing it professionally as I used to. Right now I'm focusing on the trading front, speaking to people, trying to understand. And they did not care because I was still at college, right? And they thought that, okay, it's just fine. I mean, if he's not pursuing cricket, it's fine because he's still at college. So they were happy. They thought that I'll do like a normal thing, that I'll complete college, probably do my undergrad and then do MBA or something like that, and then start working.
Right.
So this is what I feel they must have thought back then.
Oh, so for me, in my case, when I used to play cricket, my parents used to come to Chandrakant Pandit's cricket clinic every day at 7 in the morning, wait for 2 hours till my practice was not over. So I've played with really good cricketers back then. When you went for practice, did your parents not come sit? Because my mother still complains about the fact that if you cricket pursue kar liya, to decent kuch kar leta. Hamare itne ghante lage because we sat out there, we hustled it also for you. So she always has that complaint, but of course now we're doing decently well in life. You are also doing decently well. So that complaint has slightly subsided.
Right.
Your parents also might have come.
Absolutely.
Complaint nahi hota yaar, khel leta yaar ye.
So my parents used to come to drop me to Matunga Gymkhana in the morning, sit there for 2-3 hours because the coach, I was like in the 6th or 7th standard, so couldn't come back home alone. And then dropping to different matches or stuff like that. So there were a lot of people involved in my cricket journey, right? But I don't think so they have the complaint of me not pursuing it. They just don't understand why I'm not pursuing it. Or even, let's say, even not pursuing it, I still want to play cricket.
But not professionally.
Yeah. No, but if I probably get a chance, then I would still probably play it professionally.
Mumbai Indians, if you're watching, you've got a dude here who can come and play for you immediately.
So yeah, for sure. If I do get a chance, then I wouldn't mind. Yeah.
You were a batsman, right?
Batsman, yeah.
And you bowled spin, you were a medium pacer.
Spin.
Oh,
yeah.
Mumbai Indians, if you're scouting. The dude is right here. So yeah, honestly, in my case also, I've played cricket for 6 years straight, 6-7 years of my life. Played with really good folks. I was a very hefty, overweight kid. 70-80 kilo ka bacha. I was mini Ramesh Pawar. People used to call me Ramesh Pawar. Ramesh Pawar ala practice. This is exactly what people used to say every time they saw me. And then one day, I randomly decided to quit cricket, and then I started playing lawn tennis because I wanted to cut down on weight, and I thought this sport is not meant for me. I was decent at what I did, is what I would say. And I also had an extreme reaction coming at home because of course you're spending that much money, resources, time, everything across. But I think the similarity between your mother and my mother and also folks at home is that कि ये कुछ तो कर रहा है ना, because इसकी age कम है, कुछ ना कुछ try कर रहा है. I think that spirit is something which is coming in commonality for
right, absolutely. कि
रुक मत, कुछ ना कुछ तो try करते रहे. So when you started in 2020, how did this entire piece of trading come into the picture? Because as much as I've read about you, studied everything, you took 50,000 from your father to start managing his portfolio. Kyun liya? Kya liya? What is the story entirely?
So basically what had happened back then, there were a couple of stocks, I think one specific stock which was going through some bankruptcy, right? They had a litigation against them.
Right.
It's a very famous company, and what happened was I read about the company. I started figuring out that the revenue sheet looks good, but I did not understand is the revenue sheet or let's say the balance sheet or the income statement.
Right.
I just figured out that the numbers are looking good. The valuation.
What numbers were you looking at?
I was looking at the revenue of the company. I was looking at the profitability.
Okay.
The second thing that I looked at was this was the start of me analyzing a company, right? And then the next thing that I looked was the valuation was really cheap compared to the money that they have in the bank.
Right.
So I was like, why is this falling just because of a litigation? So I wanted to invest in the company. And that's when I asked my dad that, how do you buy stocks or let's say have something of the company with you so that if the company really does well in the coming months, your money grows as well.
Right.
So that's when I understood that is a concept of like buying shares of the company and you can be a part of owner of the company. So if the company does good, the stock price goes up, then I kind of make money on it.
Right.
So that is when I understood that let's invest. So I invested 50,000 rupees in that specific
in one
stock.
Company straight 50,000.
Yeah, because there was no concept like risk allocation or something. I thought that this is really good. It looks good.
No stop loss, nothing.
Nothing.
For it.
There was nothing like technical study, right? I was just looking at the numbers. And stock market is not like maths that you learn in the 10th standard. It's probably maths that you learn in the 4th or the 5th standard, which is just like addition, subtraction and stuff like that.
Right.
And in the next 3-4 months, the company did so well that the stock prices went up by 2.5x of the and I made close to 1.5 lakh on that specific stock. That's when I understood that I did a withdrawal on that money, and then 1 lakh rupees was a lot of money for me.
Of course.
And I did not know what to do with that funds. That's when I started understanding that why not invest more and find more companies like these and probably just keep making money.
Right.
And then that's how we.
So you started this 50 grand ka entire portfolio management alone, or were you sitting with your friends discussing it and that's how it started?
Yeah, so that's where the co-founders come in, right? What had happened was when I was analyzing the company, I spoke to Siddharth and Aryan, told them that why don't you all also look at the same company? And they were also trading and investing back then.
So they'd already started by then?
Yeah, so they had their own different stories of how they started investing.
Okay, cool. So you were saying that you did your analysis, you got that 1 lakh. वो 1 lakh आने के बाद क्या किया फिर?
So then, firstly, probably spent like 10-20,000 rupees on buying stuff like shoes and stuff like that, because it was a lot of money, right? And nobody of our age had that money back then. And I did not know what to do with this kind of funds. That's when I got it in my bank account, spent a couple of, I think 10-20,000 rupees on stuff. And then I was like, if I blow up the entire capital, then I would have to restart from the 50,000.
Right.
So why not, like, because everything is managed. I don't have to like use that 80,000 to spend at our house or like stuff like
Roti
that.
kapda makan is sorted.
It's sorted. So then I put it back in the demat account, started investing again, figured out companies, and then invested for a year, like in different companies. But it was only investing, not day trading.
So while this started in 2020, you were in college playing cricket and simultaneously investing. Were you doing it alone? And by then you all were 3 tight musketeers sitting and doing it together.
Investing is something, it was a smaller portfolio, right? So investing is something that you can't like sit and do. If you find a company to be good, you invest money and then you just forget about it.
Were you all discussing it internally?
Yeah, we were discussing about it, but we weren't like sitting and doing it. We were doing our own individual things. They were at colleges, I was at college. I was playing cricket, probably not going to college because of cricket. But our money was invested in different companies.
So then after that, now y'all run a company together called Trackk. Right. Okay, for everyone to know that y'all are the youngest SEBI registered stockbrokers in the country right now. When did Trackk come into the picture? How did that entire journey go?
So it was Tradebook initially. It was not known as Trackk. We recently rebranded to Trackk.
Okay.
So that came into picture in 2021, October 20th, as I mentioned. Right. So before October, like I think we got the idea in July or August.
Of 2021.
Of 2021.
Okay.
And that's when, so the idea came in terms of like, we spoke to a couple of people. They told us about, how they are not able to invest or trade in the markets. And then I was like, why aren't you all able to do that? If we are able to do it, and as I told you, right, we weren't, at least I wasn't a very studious person at school. So if I'm able to like analyze a company and invest in it, why aren't you all? So they gave me like 3 reasons why they aren't able to do it.
Which were the most common 3 reasons?
The most common were like, there is lack of discovery, lack of analysis or data available on platforms for them to take a better decision.
Right.
Or for them to basically know ki kisme dalna hai, kab dalna hai, kitna dalna hai. So how do you make a portfolio? Who do you listen to?
Right.
That was one. The second one was like, trading has become it's made for a different generation. It's not made for Gen Zs, right? That we are trying to cater to. It's the process of trading is a little bit difficult and made for a different generation, and that was something. The process was slow hai. because this is the same audience which are playing games, same audience,
Attention span is low.
Plus they are using different platforms which are heavily consumer focused,
Right.
like let's say like a Swiggy or like an Instagram, Snapchat, different games like so they want the trading journey to be similar to the other platforms that they use.
Right.
So that's when we knew that, why don't we make a platform or let's say an app which caters to these 10 people that we know, and let's make some money out of it. Third reason was that these platforms do not actually give them behavioral level insights.
Okay.
So this is not what they said, this is how we interpreted it. They said that, let's say if I take a trade in stock X today and probably lose out on the capital or make capital, the platform is not telling me about how I have been trading, how my trading journey has been like, so which is post trade analysis.
Right.
That is when we start figuring out what you all mean. So they aren't able to gain confidence with the trades that they are doing. If they lose money because of a certain method, how does the platform prevent them from losing money through the same method for the
Next
second time? Yeah, the next time. That's when these were three broader things that we saw,
Okay.
which we call the 0 to 1 journey today,
Right.
for the trader. And that's how we start building it.
So Tradebook, you all registered, and y'all are non-tech guys. Okay, absolutely. All three of you all are non-tech guys.
We were non-tech guys.
Right. But you all were
Yeah.
non-tech guys when you all started out, right? So how did you all start? Did you all build an app? What did you all do? What was your first step?
So the theory was to we did not know if an app is the solution.
Right.
We did not know if a consultancy business is the solution. So the theory was to build something. I don't know if it's an app. I don't know if it's like a calling booth. I don't know if it's like going to people's house and explaining it to them.
Right.
I just knew that let's build a solution for these 10 people that we know, and let's make money out of it, and let's cater to them, solve the problem that they are explaining. Then we sat down, we figured out these are the three problems. So if the problem is only like discovery of stocks, and if I want to reach to 10 people, then I can't call them and do it. I don't, if I want to build a scalable business, I can't do it via calls, or I can't do a door-to-door financial consultancy type of thing. So we said that let's make an app. Let's make something which is available on everyone's phones, and they are able to access it very easily.
Okay.
But we never thought that we will probably reach the number that we are at today,
Right.
or probably what we are aiming for.
Right.
The aim was to just cater to these 10 people and make some money out of it. That was the aim.
So how did you all build an app? Because for everyone right now, for me also, hypothetically, I am being a complete amateur. I want to understand that what was your 0 to 1 journey? कि अब सोचा कि चल, now I want to start with Tradebook for these 10 people. How did you build the app? What was that entire journey for you? Because of course you need to get in touch with freelancers, etc., etc. What was that? So budding entrepreneurs also can understand that folks who just, dropout wala piece we'll come on to later. But how did you all get into this?
Sure. So it was very difficult, right?
Right.
We did not know. Let's say abhi idea to aa gaya ki app banana hai.
Barabar.
But how do we start?
Right.
Because we don't know coding. At least back then we did not know. So now what do we do next? What we started doing is we started on a book. We started designing how the app would look like.
Barabar.
Pencil se. Although now times have changed, there are AI tools available. Back then there was nothing like AI, right? 3-4 years back there was nothing like AI, or it was just coming into picture. So the first thing that we did was we spoke to some consultancy agency.
Okay.
We just typed on Google that IT companies who would help you build an app.
Right.
We spoke to them. We told them our idea. They told us that, do you all have a prototype? Do you all have any designs ready? That's when we started figuring out there is some design that is needed. So we just showed them our book, that this is the design that we want to actually develop.
Right.
And then they were like, this is not how you all do it. There's a tool known as Figma, where you actually create the prototype through design and then you show it to us. And learning Figma is not difficult because we have been like hustling since a long time. We knew that if we want to do it, we have to learn Figma. We learned it over 2-3 months of time, built a design and gave it to them and asked them to build it for us. They charged us something close to 12 or 13 lakh rupees back then.
How did you all fund this 13 lakh?
So we used to trade, right? So the capital that we had built from trading, 3-4 lakh rupees each, we completely took a withdrawal on that capital and deployed it completely to build the app.
Man, as an 18-year-old person all three of you are honestly 18-year. How much confidence did you all have on yourselves कि ये 13 लाख रुपए जो मेरा अभी तक profit हुआ है ये मैं सीधा इस पे deploy करूँगा? Were you all not a little finicky or a little scared that what if this goes down the drain?
We were very scared in terms of the confidence was completely there that the solution should be built.
Right.
But in terms of because our journey had started from 50,000, we had made it 3 lakhs. So somewhere we knew that even if it doesn't go in the right way, we at the max what is going to happen, right? we are not borrowing the money from somewhere outside that people are going to call us or something. It's at the end our own money that we have been able to create over the last 6, 7, or let's say a year. So we might have to just restart from day zero, and we wouldn't mind doing that because we started from day zero. So you just start from day zero again.
But before building an app, did you all make any sort of money out of consulting these people that you all had?
No,
had
not
some
at
sort
all.
of nothing. So you all were just very sure कि हमको पता है कि कुछ होगा नहीं, app बनाएंगे, 10 people are definitely coming in, going to take our solutions, and then we're going to make money off it.
Yes.
You all did not do any sort of A/B testing to figure out that.
हमको A/B testing कुछ मालूम ही नहीं था actually. How do we know what is A/B testing? ये सब अभी 1 साल पहले we must have understood A/B testing and all.
So you all decided कि सीधा app बनाते. As much as I've read, I know that you've dropped out of Christ. Other folks from your team has also dropped out, the co-founders. So you were done with Khalsa. You went to college. You were in Christ. You went for your first year of college.
No, I did not go to the college actually.
Okay.
It was online, right, because of COVID.
2021.
So the attendance was mandatory. They had built some system or something like that. So
Zoom पे बैठ के lecture लो.
हाँ वैसा था. But I used to keep the lecture on, and we were working out of Andheri. We had bought a small, not bought, like rented out a very, very small space. At max it would be like 70-80 square feet. It was just a cabin where all three of us used to work from. And the Zoom call used to be on, and we used to work on the app and think of ideas of how we want to set up our entire app. So I never actually went to college. And that is when the entire dropout thing had started.
So dude, wait, 2021 July, you all had Tradebook in place when you were thinking of it, getting the entire piece registered, and you all were attending college. All three of you are attending college from one single cabin.
Aryan was not attending college because his college did not require attendance.
Right.
Siddharth and me, we had to attend because the attendance was required.
Yeah. I'm an NMMS dude. 80% is compulsory. It's only
75% was compulsory for
Christ.
Yeah.
So you all were attending. July you all started building Tradebook. October you all got it registered. मेरे को एक बात बता, when did you all decide to drop out? Because this is the most interesting part of the conversation.
So dropout was not decided on when we started the company, because a lot of companies are getting registered, a lot of startups are getting shut, right? It's a very hard journey actually.
95% of them are getting shut.
There are few startups which actually get the fame, and then people really think that if they are able to achieve, then it's not that easy as it looks like. So what we did was we started, the app got rolled out in probably 2022 Jan or Feb.
Right.
And that's when we got these 10 people to start using the platform. It was just discovery back then. Trading was not available because we had to really tie up with a larger broker, which was Angel1 that we tied up with. College was going on, but that's when the colleges started sending notifications that now you all would have to come. COVID khulne wala tha, the wave was like, some lockdown was opening up. So they were like, now you all have to come. And I was all ready to go. We were like, let's go. And then there was a point where we thought that let's go to colleges. I'll go to Christ. Siddharth does his own thing. Aryan does his own thing. And probably we'll meet in once a month or something and keep building and manage Tradebook, right? But what happened was these 10 people, it grew to 50. Then it grew to 100.
Okay.
And probably by August or September, we were close to 30,000 users using the platform.
30,000 folks in 7 months. That is crazy. And how many DAUs, MAUs did you all have in that phase? If you were tracking.
Yeah, we weren't tracking, to be honest, back then. We were just looking at,
numbers.
Numbers, but we were seeing people. And we had only developed the platform. So we did not have stuff like, tracking stuff and stuff like that. So we used to call up these users, ask them how they are using it, speak to them. That was the only thing that we used to do.
And you were 3 people who were doing it.
Yeah, just 3. And the company that we had outsourced to, and who was building the tech. And there were a couple of interns, 2 interns, who were just helping us out with stuff like calling, social media. Our social media had just started.
You were in Bangalore when this was happening?
No. We were in Mumbai, Andheri. But the college had given us a notice that in the next 2 months you'll have to come.
By what month did you have to go to college?
I think September 2022 I had to join college. Full time. Full time as in I had to go to college.
To Bangalore and then attend lectures.
Yes.
So फिर कभी decide किया कि अब मेरे को college से drop out करना
है? So that is when we spoke to our parents, right, individually, and we started figuring out that there are a lot of people using the platform.
Right.
We started getting deeper into. Then trading went live on the platform. So we integrated with Angel1. People started trading on our platform. Then real orders were executed, and orders started growing. And then users started asking us that you all have, let's say, ABC as the solution. Why don't you all build D? Because we want it. Somebody said that why don't you all build something like this? Somebody said the design looks okayish. We want a better design, and we started building. So what happened was that is when we decided that if we really want to scale this, we'll have to now start scaling it in terms of team, in terms of like reaching out to more people. Now raising funds, we had no idea.
Right.
So this was all organically that we had reached. There was no funds that we had deployed in marketing. That is when
Completely bootstrapped.
Completely bootstrapped. Yes, this 12-13 lakh rupees, and marketing there was nothing like marketing. We used to just
CAC ही zero था.
CAC easy. There was nothing negative CAC actually. जो भी आता था हमको ही, if there were any subscription or anything, वही खरीदते थे. So that is when we decided that if we had to scale this, ये once a month वाला नहीं है. ये probably we thought that let's say once a week we'll meet, but then we were like, how do we manage it, right? And that is when we decided that why not like drop out of college and take a chance on building it.
So how did this conversation go with family? Because as much as I know, Indian families, Indian parents are going to be the first ones to say कि भाई education complete करो, get your backup in place, even if this is not your whole and soul of bread earning or bread winner of your life, but at least get done with your education.
Right.
कैसे convince किया parents को?
So when we started speaking to our parents, right, at least individually for me, when I started speaking to my parents, I told them that people are using the platform now, and we wouldn't want to go to colleges and not focus on trade book back then.
Right.
So they were like, go to college and probably do like a part-time or something. Nobody understood this. This is something which my parents did not understand, nor did my family.
Right.
Cricket, they completely understood. This is something that they did not understand.
Exactly.
That person doesn't go to college, or वो घर पे बैठ के you're working on, or you're going to office. And plus, there was nothing like office. There were just 3 of us. So they thought that this is some project that they have put, and we are getting in some users using it. But slowly the conversation started. I had to tell them that let's say if we go to colleges, then these 30,000 people who have really liked the platform, which is a very big number, which the other platforms took a lot of time to acquire, what would they do, right? And people started really loving what we are building. So I told them back then that I will probably join college. I will go to Christ, but probably do college in Mumbai itself.
Mumbai University
or something
diploma,
like that. So that is when they were like fine with me not going to college. I told them that give me like a year. Let me try building it, and I'll shift to something in Mumbai itself. So I'll do college and work both.
And this is exactly what all your other friends also said.
Yeah, so Aryan did not drop out because he had 0 attendance. So he had to just write exams. Me and I think Siddharth had a similar conversation as well. That we would pursue our degrees from Mumbai and not go to our respective colleges.
But dude, tell me something. Now, what you, Siddharth, and not Aryan in this case because he's still getting his degree in. There are a lot of folks now that I see they have difficult conversations with their parents, even when they don't have anything concrete in hand. In your case, you had 30,000 users to back your use case. That we've got folks who are using our platform extensively. I see and hear a lot of cases where people want to drop out of college, school also in a lot of cases that we are on the next Shark Tank episode, right? What is that one message that you'd want to give to users also that dude, at least get done with your education? What is that message from you?
Please don't drop out. I would say please complete to be honest, a very stupid decision to drop out. Like if let's say if we dropped out because we had, let's say, the user case, or probably we did not know that what we are doing, to be honest. If you look at like, let's say right now we haven't achieved as such something like really big, like let's say like a Zerodha. But even if we are as big as a Zerodha or half of that scale, I would still say that don't drop out. Looking at, let's say, us all looking at Nikhil Kamath or like 10 other folks who have dropped out.
Exactly.
It's not the right decision. The right decision is to actually complete your education, then do masters, and then probably if you want to like start your, or probably after your undergrad start your venture or something. It's a very risky thing to like drop out and like completely focus on a startup because practically you have zero traction. You just have an idea in your mind that you will do something.
And it may or may not do well, and in most cases it does not do well.
Yeah, 99% is not going to do well.
It's not going to do well. Y'all are like those extreme 1% use cases which has somehow done well.
I'm telling you because see, back then this 30,000 users and all, we did not know that how valuable it is.
Exactly. I recently came across a 18-year-old guy, a cousin of mine, okay? He's seen me build something right now with Crack. तो उसका भी यही है कि यार मेरे दिमाग में एक आइडिया है. मैंने बोला आइडिया क्या है? बोलता है कुछ तो आइडिया है. पेपर में बताना आइडिया क्या है. I mean, put it out there for someone to consume so that at least I can have a conversation with your parents कि भाई इसको drop out करने दो. Just because you have, and he's telling me that I just need 25 lakhs to start the company. I said, hey, listen, it makes zero sense to take 25 lakhs, bring a bloody use case on the table that this is successful. You go to a VC, you're going to ask for money, it is not going to work out. You're going to ask me also, I am also not going to give you that money. Why did you all start raising funds?
Actually, firstly, I think it's a wrong concept. Right? VCs are going to fund. VCs are looking at college education. They are looking
Exactly.
at like more mature founders who have like worked in this space that they are building in.
Right.
Right now, it's not as easy as raising funds in what it was in 21. And these
The COVID era was a golden era to raise money, dude.
golden era completely, and we probably we had just started then, so we did not
Right.
raise funds
Right.
in that era. We had raised it after COVID got completely shut.
2023 you all raised.
2022 we raised.
2022 which
Feb we raised.
Okay, so 2022. Look, I understand that you all have that enthusiasm. You all are young founders, 18 years back, then 18, 19 years of age, and trying to get into that entire phase. How difficult was it for you to ask people to take you seriously, honestly?
It was different for both the sets, right? For investors, it was like really projecting them what we are capable of, what traction we have been able to build, what's the vision like, how do we foresee the next 3-6 months, or let's say the next 2 years, financial years. For users, it was just like speaking to them, giving them the comfort that we are here to stay for a long time. We are here to like build really good products. And then eventually also make a really good solution on the platform which they can really resonate to, so that if they really feel that they are building good products, they are in the market for a long time, they start building trust.
अच्छा वेदांत एक बात बताओ, एकदम seriously and honestly, you are 17, 18, ठीक है, you are sitting with no proper formal undergrad education, क्योंकि जब आप college जाते हो, you learn about how taxation works, how you're supposed to look at balance sheets, everything. Of course, with the kind of work that you do, you understand what projections look like, etc. But how did you sit and understand कि मेरा ये पहला deck है जो मैं एक VC को दिखाने वाला हूँ to raise funds? How did you all understand that entire process? Because of course, you have, I mean, most colleges also honestly don't help you get that sort of insight कि कैसे जाके किसी को pitch करना है. How did you all prep?
Recently, I was speaking to somebody at college who was in their first year, and in the conversation, they were probably pitching me something, some college ka event tha. So they were telling me about it. So I told them that please share your deck. So after the call, I got another call, and they asked me that some different person called that, what do you mean by deck? So then I was very surprised knowing that they don't know what a deck is.
Right.
I think they were in the second year or something, and it was very scary that they don't know what a deck is.
Right.
This is something.
मतलब बुरे से बुरा दे दो, but deck तो
दो. So for us, actually what happened was we used to meet a lot of people. We used to meet not only investors, users, ये तो ठीक है, but we used to meet anyone that we could. Like let's say if the user connects us to somebody from their family who is doing something in tech, big, small, that's secondary. But we used to speak to them, call them to our office, understand what they are doing, how they have scaled their specific things, and slowly in the process, when we spoke to a few investors, we just sent them a note saying that this is what we are building, this is what we want to do. So they came back saying that, please give us a pitch deck.
Right.
So we do not know what a pitch deck is. Exactly. We ended up Googling what a pitch deck is, and we figured out that pitch deck is something where you talk about your business, but in a couple of slides.
Right.
So we ended up building it. Our first pitch deck had a lot of content. We, our pitch decks have to be small and stuff like that, and have to be very precise. So we made a 25-30 pager pitch deck and sent it across. Then we got feedback from the investors that the pitch decks have to be smaller. It cannot be 30 page, and this is how we started figuring out. So first 50-100 investor calls did not actually work out for us.
How many rejections did you all get before raising your first round of funds?
I think a lot of rejections, right? I think probably close to 70-80 rejections for sure.
Okay, and you're still very firm about the fact that जो हम कर रहे हैं वो सही है. Because mostly what happens with folks is that, and with investors also, it would be very common in their head that, okay, these are young 17, 18, 19-year-old folks who've come in, जिनको आज ये जोश है कि अभी ये हम लोग कर रहे हैं because we're very confident.
Yeah, for the longest time, this was the case.
Right. Yeah. I mean, most folks think of this कि they're very, very confident, एकदम extreme जोश है कि हाँ भाई ये करना है, and after a few months this is fizzle out, right? How did you imbibe that trust in the person who's actually gotten you that funding now?
So we spoke to 70-80 guys. The good thing was, once they rejected us, the deck, or let's say they said that we can't fund you,
right.
One question we used to ask them was like, why can't you all fund us? And what is that one insight that we should be working on, or us as founders should be focusing on? So that is when we got a lot of opinions, lot of views, lot of advice from these people, which really helped us actually eventually raise the funds that we raised from.
Okay.
So the investors that we spoke to were looking at the fintech space. They were looking at startups in the fintech. We really convinced them of what we have been able to achieve till now, And I'll be very honest, like in the first round, it is more of like backing the founding team than the product, right?
Exactly.
Out of 100 times, 99 times, the product is going to fail. So it's like really backing the founders on what they are saying. Are they talking too big? Are they talking too small? Are they like really thinking in the right direction? So it's like just taking a bet on the founders.
How did you all imbibe that in people when they were sitting across the table with you, that we will scale it for you and do it the right way, and we are different because the average age in your industry is upwards of 30-35.
It's upwards of 45.
But the worst case, best case,
Best
35, 35, 45 is a medieval range that we look at. Y'all are 18-year-old kids dropped out of college, getting out there asking for funding. How was that process? I want to deep dive into this, honestly.
Sure. It is like convincing the investor that you are here for a 10-year, 15-year period. Because I feel the industry that we are in, if you really set on to build for 10, 15 years, you will build something out of it.
Okay.
I don't know how large a business, but business बहुत बड़ा बन जाएगा. Something you'll achieve something out of it. So we always knew that this is something that we are really passionate towards. We have a lot of traction. Then the second thing was that people are asking for more solutions now. The market size is really big.
Right.
Now comes the part where we were ready to learn quickly. We were ready to experiment faster, fail faster. So we were ready to do these kind of things. And that's when I think the investors started seeing that if we are ready to do it for 10 or 15 years, then why not back then? This is what I feel that they must have thought.
If you could narrow down anything, give me one point basis which Mahavir Group backed you. 1 point only, according to you.
I think the only 1 point, let's say leave the product aside because it's not significant traction, it's that we are there to build this for the next 10-15 years.
Okay.
So this is the only thing as seed investors looking at, that 10 saal, if they are ready to build, then whatever they do, something that they are going to build in the broking space might be really useful for the user.
So if anything goes wrong from your at Trackk now, hypothetically, we all have a strategy in place कि अगर सब कुछ हो गया, this is how we want to shut shop.
I am personally a person who doesn't think of backup plans.
Right.
Either I go all in or I don't.
Extremist.
Completely extremist. So I haven't thought about an exit thing as such, or exit thing personally, because a lot of things are at stake today. We have raised $1 million round. We have Mahavir involved. We have a lot of users. We have close to 1.5 lakh signups today. So right now we don't have an exit plan or stuff like that. We are very confident that in the next coming years we might enter the top 5 broking companies in India.
Touch wood, yaar. Let's hope so. Let's hope for the best. एक बात बताओ, mostly when founders get a sense of funding, उनको ये नहीं समझ में आता कि ये पैसा खर्चा कहाँ पे करें. So when you all got your 100K, were you all very set on the fact कि ये पैसा इधर ऐसे invest होगा? What was that?
So basically our roles were very nicely split. I used to manage the product and the business.
Okay.
Siddharth managed the branding, marketing side.
Right.
Initially sales as well, speaking to users, understanding what they need and stuff like that.
Right.
Aryan did finance and does finance and broking ops. So Aryan was also pursuing CA.
Okay.
He completed his foundation and he dropped out from CA, but he did college.
Right.
So Aryan from day one, because we come from, this is where our business background really helps.
Right.
So we knew that, let's say if you're raising 70-80 lakh rupees, we don't want to be those founders who raise the money and then say that, I've heard a lot of founders speaking like this, that we raised the money and now we don't know what to do.
Right.
Or how do we use it? And now we are thinking, and then, how can you do that? You're getting money from the investor who is investing in you. The plan should be ready. There should be 5-10 plans ready that, if let's say allocation A is this, I want to do this, then if the goals are something else, then how the allocation would work like. So from day one, when we raised not even the 100,000, when we were putting our 12-13 lakh, Aryan, me, Siddharth, we were very clear. Aryan used to build the plans, he still does, that the MIS has to be there from day one. Even if it is 12 lakh, even if it is our money, investors' money, any money. So we used to build projections on our Excel sheets. And projections till the level that, in fact, till the hiring level. That if, let's say, employee A is going to take this much funds, we used to put that on paper to see what is the kind of runway that we get. Because this is something which is a pure business background that we come from.
Right. How big was your team as soon as you raised your funding? How many people did you all end up
hiring? So we have been very frugal in terms of hiring.
Right.
In terms of building teams, building the entire structure. So we were close to 6 or 7 odd people.
Including the 3 of you?
Including the 3 of us, yeah.
What were the first folks that you all hired?
All of them were from tech.
Okay.
Everybody was tech.
So you all wanted to build tech
and
in-house.
design. Tech and design. Absolutely. From day one, we had a thought that we are not building a broking company, we are building a tech company. Broking is just going to be the first part of it. If tomorrow our user base starts growing and requires different solutions and different financial products, then we'll be more than happy to build it for them.
Okay, so that was your first goal. Tell me one thing, Vedant, when you bring in a set of folks in tech, especially, you want to hire folks who are a little more, say, I'd say older than you, because they bring that sense of experience also on the
Absolutely.
table, right? How do you manage these people in your team? Because you're way younger than them. You have zero knowledge. At that time, you have zero knowledge about tech also. So half of the things that they'd say would be a bouncer for you. Right. How do you come to a sense of consensus there? Ki, hacha, okay, what you are saying makes sense, but this is exactly what I want. Are you that dude who's going to listen to people, or are you all founders who listen to people, understand, and then say, or you all have your things set right there कि मुझे ये ऐसे ऐसे चाहिए?
No, it's not like so basically in terms of tech, right, because we had already given it to a consultancy company, and in that period what we did was we did not only get a product built, but we also spoke to them.
Okay.
And I knew that in the longer run I was going to manage the product, so I spent a lot of time with them to figure out what technologies they are using, how they are using it, how the databases are getting managed, how the servers are getting managed, what's the front end like, what's the back end like, what's the middleware like. And that's when I knew that, because I gained that knowledge in like 8 to 10 months, when we had started hiring, I had a fair bit of knowledge of how we want to take the product ahead. And in terms of like answering, like we are not those founders who would just lay down things and be like, abhi aap iske upar karo, because we are hiring the person for a specific reason. It's not like a dictatorship that we are running, right?
Exactly.
So we want to, we will obviously listen to opinions. We will understand what the team is trying to tell us, but if we at the end of the day feel that it is going outside our foundation that we are trying to lay, then we won't listen. Then we will go ahead with our own approach.
Right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell me one thing, yaar. Trackk is becoming a major industry leader, especially for Gen Zs particularly. And there are a lot of things that you all are doing different than what a Grow, Zerodha, and multiple other competitors do, which is giving a report to people so that they don't commit the same mistakes again. Helping them understand a better UI UX majorly for folks to see, because I have also personally gone on the app, checked it out, right? Different than what other folks are doing. Of course, these are bigger players in the market, right? You are at, say, a base of how many users? 1.5 lakh users, right? Yeah. Of course, other brands are at, say, 10x, 100x, or whatever you are doing. Yeah. Is there never a chance that they can replicate what you have replicated, or they come in and say that, oh, we want to acquire you and we're going to pay XYZ amount of money? Is there that sense of fear right now? So
for them to actually change their entire vision, so every company is based on a vision, right? So let's put it in this way, like after 10 years, if we are a major player for our audience base,
right?
So our audience base is also, it's going to be Gen Z, but our audience average is going to, the user age is going to increase to, let's say, 34, 35,
right?
And their income and their needs would increase as well. So if after 10 years a different trading platform is looking to build for the 18-year-old who is after 10 years who's there, it would be very difficult for us to actually then say that, let's directly shift our focus from building for this age group to going back to building for an 18-year-old.
Right.
So it's actually how you, what was the perception that you set for your brand? आप कैसे सोचते हो कि आपका brand का perception क्या रहेगा?
बराबर.
Users आपके brand को कैसे देखते हैं? You can't directly shift. Right. BMW भी EV बनाता है. Then there is Tesla also makes EV. BMW had the entire resources to build a very good EV. Right. Tesla के पास कम पैसा था. But then why, when we say EV, why do we say Tesla or BYD? Because it's a perception that is set. Right. That is similar to us for Trackk. In terms of getting acquired, we've probably, obviously, as a big player, if somebody like an Angel One or like a Grow comes to us, they can surely come to us, but we are not at all open for it, because we feel that the vision is of a 10-15 year vision. We feel the market is very large, and I feel that there can be 10 grows that exist in the market, and then still there is some potential left for the market.
Tell me something, Vedant. Now your potential folks are going to go from, say, 24 to 34 or 35 in the next 10 years, right? Of course, the way they trade, the income propensity, and a lot of other things are going to change over a period of time. And then there are going to be other 18-year, 21-year-old folks who are going to come into the picture. How do you intend to have all of these people on the same platform hooked on? Are you planning to bring in a gamification on the platform to create a simulation, or what is there in the making right now? Because people are growing. Say, right now I'm 25, I'm going to go to 27. My needs are going to change, the way I trade or how I look at the world. How are you trying to evolve at the same time?
I'm thinking of the 24-year-old that we have today.
Right.
not the 18-year-old who's going to be there after 10 years. Because that's too far-fetched. I don't know what's going to exist then, what's not going to exist, what are their needs going to be like, because the 18-year-old today is 8-year-old.
Right.
And I can't speak with them and understand what they want, right? And they're too young to understand stuff. What we are doing is basically today we are building for the Gen Zs. That doesn't necessarily mean that we are not building, let's say, pure play trading products, or let's say like a pure investment product on the platform, or tools for that. As our user base keeps growing, and when we feel that there is a specific cohort of our user base wanting deeper trading products that probably, let's say, like a Dhan would have, that's when we would set out like building something like that.
Understood.
We're not looking at the 18-year-old who is going to be there after 10 years. We're just looking at a 24-year-old, or let's say a 18 to 30-year-old who is there today.
That's your ICP.
18 to 30. Yeah.
Right. Now tell me something. A lot of folks are building gamification on their platform to bring in that sense of a habit for trading, right?
Absolutely.
Are you all planning to build that gamification on the platform right now for folks to try out?
I feel gamification in the markets is in the gray area. People are SEBI has been like trying to curb all of these platforms from gamifying the entire experience, because what happens is people set out different expectations of making money on the platform. Probably 90% of the times when you're doing like a virtual trade, or let's say you're doing some kind of game on the platform in the markets, you might get a different perception of the market. You might look at the markets or look at money from a different view. You would feel it's very easy money that you can achieve from it. Which is not the case. We feel that it's very important for the user to know what the real trading, what the real investing journey is like. We might set out to build we have really good tools on the platform for trading and investing both. The single screen trading experience has been really great, but gamification as such, we might not even focus on that.
Understood. Recently, the director of Paytm Money said on the podcast, enter the capital market if you want to build wealth and not make money. And what are your thoughts as someone who runs a fintech company called Trackk? His logic is simple. Don't enter the market if you want to trade for a couple of times, make that money and leave. Stay in the game for a long-term vision and then make that money and stay happy. You're building wealth and not money. This is what he had exactly said. What are your takes on this statement?
See, the market is not like your Mahalakshmi race course, right? Where you just put in like 5-10,000 rupees and you get 10,000. You don't. It's not made in that way. The markets do not work in that way.
Right.
So I think it's pretty right of him saying that you create wealth in the market, which is created over time by investing. If you are going to do trading, it has to be like something which you are doing very seriously. You can't just trade and do something else at the same time. It's like trading in the markets or trading the market is like any other job that you're doing. Be it like, let's say, marketing, be it branding, or be it any other job that you do in your normal working life cycle. You have to think of trading as that. If you think of trading as somewhere where I can do something else and also trade by the side, it's not that easy. There are tools that even we provide with that makes your life easier, but I would still say and recommend that it's like a full-time job only.
How many hours do you usually recommend people to spend so that they get better hands-on and grip?
It's not about spending hours, right? It's about spending years actually.
Right.
It's about staying in the market, spending probably few hours daily to understand what's happening, and then there is that one right trade that you take on that specific day, which is in your thesis, or it falls under your analysis that you have set. So laying the foundation for that trader is also very important to know. Let's say I'm going to follow this specific pattern, and then not trading out of that pattern, even if you get probably a very good tip, or even if you get something which is very exciting. It's very important to stick to your psychology, your trading thesis that you have set.
Vedant, I'm a 24-year-old dude who is doing, say, a 50,000 rupees job a month, and I have 20,000 rupees kept aside just to invest in the market. Okay? Can be mutual fund, can be into equity where I go completely all in with building a portfolio for myself. I work 8 to 10 hours a day, hypothetically, and I have some time in my hand to just put in money and leave it. And I have zero experience of how trading works or how the entire capital market works as a whole. How would you guide this 24-year-old, 25-year-old guy to get into the market?
You should start by probably doing a SIP. If you're having 20,000 rupees, if you are that kind of a person who doesn't want to like do a full-time job as a trader, or let's say there's nothing like a full-time investor as such.
Right.
So you should start with that 20,000 by starting a monthly SIP, be it directly in stocks or be it in mutual fund. That's again depending on like what your risk profile is, or how you see money as, right? Or what's the kind of risk that you're willing to take.
And now, on the contrary, if there's an 18-year-old just getting out of their junior college and now thinking that I'm going to get into college, I have a lot of time in hand and I want to become a full-time trader. Again, zero knowledge, absolutely has done nothing, no research, nothing, wants to become a trader. What should that person's process look like?
Okay, so if you want to, there's a trading capital, there's an investing capital. If you want to start your trading journey, it's important to have, let's say, 75,000 or a lakh rupees.
Okay.
You can start with 40,000-50,000 rupees. It's not that you can't start with that, but trading capital has to be kept very different from an investing capital.
What is the difference between investing capital and trading capital?
So trading capital is something which you are using to take swing trades for, like, let's say a month, or probably most of the money is allocated in intraday trades where you, like, say, take a trade in the morning, sell it by EOD. Investing capital is something where you look at the company for like a 1 year, 2 year vision.
Understood.
Trading capital is something where you trade the markets in a way where you are probably doing futures or options on a daily or a weekly basis. That money, or the percentage that you want to earn on that money, is way different from the, let's say, the percentage or the returns that you want to earn on the investing capital.
Okay. So tell me one thing, Vedant. Now, for example, an 18-year-old has come onto your platform, has put in his risk appetite or his risk portfolio, discovered his shares. What is the next step, that whether they should go on Google or somewhere to just verify whatever Trackk is saying is right or wrong and then do a trade, or how does that process work for them?
So let's say you come on the platform, you do your normal sign up OTP process.
Barabar.
The platform starts learning more about you on the way of how you are using the platform.
Okay.
It starts developing an insight on that specific user, and the stock discovery in terms of giving you the right trade, giving you the right data of why that trade has been given to you. So this is exactly why you don't have to go on Google.
Okay.
You don't have to go on any other browser where you need to know if the trade is right or wrong. You will get the verdict on the trade, if you should be buying it, selling it, avoiding it. You will get the target stop loss, but more than that, you will also get the analysis of what went behind the scenes to actually give you that trade.
Okay.
So if you read the analysis, a lot of users come back to us by telling us that when they read the analysis, they have eventually become more mature on our platform.
Okay.
Only because of the analysis that they have been able to read.
Okay, awesome. Now, there are a lot of, for the longest time we've seen that in the markets, people work basis the tips that they get.
Yeah.
कि अरे मैंने बोला ना कि यार ये खरीद ले, यहाँ से 100 रुपए बढ़ेगा, 1000 रुपए बढ़ेगा. I know for a matter of fact that these tips do not work for people, but for a lot of people, they've made and minted money over it.
Right.
What is your take on folks? Because of course, a lot of people would be coming to you also, कि यार Vedant, so this का tip आया ले ले. Do you believe in this? What research? Or you should completely eradicate this out of your process?
See, tips, it's not going to stop from the market, right? If even if like the best of the people say that stop listening to these tips, but if it's your really good friend giving you a tip, eventually you're going to purchase it because that friend has some credibility. You know that person. You have some trust in that person, right? So that is similar with platforms. So what happens is you should not listen to any tips from like Telegram channels, or again, as I mentioned, influencers or these stuff, because there is a lot of insider trading and stuff like that happening on the stocks. You should listen, I won't say tips, but these research-based calls, having some data behind it of why the call has been given, not only from, let's say, Trackk, but any other platform which is really registered with the exchanges, which has some credibility towards it, and listen from only them, not from like people like just random Telegram or influence.
What is in the holding for Trackk from here for the next 2 years? I would not ask for a 5-year plan because that's really far-fetched. Right. But for the next couple of years, what are you all intending to build? For who are you all building? For the next 2 years, what is the process? What is funding going to look like? The team structure? I want to know everything.
So if we start from the top, right? If we look at the number of users that we are looking to reach, or like what we are exactly trying to build, we want to double down on the stock discovery that we have built. We have recently launched the screeners where you just using natural language, you can type out in English, Hindi, and you would get the stocks that you just have to type your thesis saying that, show me stocks that are below 20p, or show me stocks which are highly profitable or in the news, and you'll get the stocks which fall under that bracket. So you don't have to go to any other website to actually research.
Understood.
We want to double down on the stock discovery, on the single screen trading that we have built, and really focus on the insight where the amount of people losing money on our platform has to be lesser than the amount of money that they would have lost on any other platform.
Understood.
That's like the goal of the organization, to actually achieve that. In terms of users, in the next 2 years, I would say we would want to enter like India's top 20 trading platforms. That's the first goal that we have set. In terms of what are the kind of funds that are required to reach that stage, we have done some calculations on that. And as and when required, we would be entering a phase where we would look at raising some capital from the market.
As a founder who's a Gen Z, you see a lot of folks creating content on Instagram who founders, right? We've been discussing this off camera also, and also on LinkedIn and multiple other platforms. How important is personal branding for you right now? Because I think right now there's absolutely almost zero presence, which you and all your co-founders also have. You all have been reposting whatever people have been posting about you all. What is that personal branding journey going to look like from here?
I have been, as we spoke off camera, right? I also spoke to a couple of people in the growth space, of them telling us about, how personal branding is really important.
Right.
I haven't been a very big fan of like posting stuff on LinkedIn and giving like updates on like what's happening in the company. It just doesn't come to me because I don't personally like that. Of like, talking about your company, sharing. Like we recently launched a really it's a very good UX feature that I was talking about, right? But we did not speak, at least it did not go through my channel, because I feel that the growth would be naturally seen even if you don't do personal branding. If users start using it, it's not only because of that brand that you have created for your own self, your users would end up using our platform. But we still feel that we should be doing podcasts. We should be seen in terms of with the right credible people, because we have made a very good network with the right sort of people in this industry.
But don't you think that a personal brand that you all have created, if you all roll out something on your LinkedIn or Instagram, it would give a major push onto the users also that you are planning to acquire, other than the referrals which are coming in, of course?
Absolutely. It would. I won't say it won't. People would start resonating to us that, probably if they were able to start trading, then why can't we? So I think now is the time where we would start with, as I mentioned, with these podcasts and stuff, like where we want to really be seen amongst, and people start resonating with us. And in terms of personal branding, we used to go to colleges, we still do, and talk about our product. Not only that, we used to tell users on how they should be starting their trading journey. And people did resonate with us, and we went to close to 40-50 colleges in Mumbai itself, and that is how our audience base, actually the user base that we were able to develop in scale, was coming from these colleges.
So are you planning to build communities within colleges and get them connected on WhatsApp?
So now we are starting with these community development, more of like Rise and stuff like that.
Oh, nice. Tell me one thing, Vedant. As founders of startups, we usually have this thing that as founders, we do not want to draw a salary of the company, because jo paisa hai company mein rehne do, let it grow, etc, etc. And I've also heard founders who say that we'd rather want to draw a salary out so that we are getting paid for the effort that we're putting in, because later it has to be attributed to, right? Are you all founders who draw salaries on a regular basis and put it in the accounts to show that, okay, this is what is going off? Or are you all of the latter mentality ki aaram se dikha jayega?
These founders who comment all of this, right? The people who are saying that they do not withdraw those kind of salaries are saying this only because they have had really good positions at different companies and have made that kind of a wealth that if they do not withdraw that salary from the company, they wouldn't care. It wouldn't matter in their life, right? And then the people who are withdrawing salaries, they are just withdrawing salaries. For us, it's a different case because we come from that age group where a lot of our things are managed by our parents still.
Right.
We are still building in Mumbai. Office is like 7-8 minutes far from our house, and everything is like practically managed because there's nothing else that we are doing. We're just going to the office, coming home. At the max, we are working out, playing sports and stuff like that. But we do withdraw salaries, but it's very minimal. It might be probably 15,000 rupees or something.
To just show on paper that, okay, this is attributed to.
It's something like this money is also spent in like very specific things.
Right. You just want to make sure that in the future it's attributed to, and then it's justifiable to even folks who are investing in the company in the future.
Right. And I'm also the feeling that I've seen a lot of these founders that withdraw salaries, right? Have crores of salary that they withdraw. Right. But at the end, the company is never profitable. I get it that, once you reach a certain scale and stuff like that, you have built something very meaningful for the audience. But at the end, what happens is if there is no profitability and salaries have been withdrawn, cars and stuff like that are being bought on the company level. I don't get the feeling only. I don't understand why it's done. How is it allowed, and how do they justify it to the investors? We come from those kind of business backgrounds where we wouldn't do something like that. If at the end, if it's a loss-making company and we are withdrawing salaries, it just doesn't ethically go right.
Now, after all of this happening, you've been working since you were 15, now you're 22, 23. What is that one thought which still keeps you Zidd1 every day?
That one thought is that probably the entire thing why we started this was to actually cater to these people, right? And we feel that there are a lot of people like them who do not have a solution and want a solution. And this is how we feel that if we do not build it for them and this entire generation gets lost in the markets, then it directly affects the Indian economy, because if these people stop trading, or let's say eventually take up a lot of losses, if SEBI says that out of the 100 traders, 93 people actually end up losing their entire capital. If this number keeps increasing, even SEBI is trying to take it down, but if this number keeps increasing or probably is the same, it is a direct effect on our Indian economy. In fact, recently RMB space was shut. The real money gaming was shut. So we feel that if we are not willing to build a solution where these losses are going down, then who would? So this is something that really keeps us going every day.
For anyone who's going from 0 to Zidd1 right now, from 0 to 1, one message for them.
I think you should be completely determined, understand what solution you're building, and perseverance is the key to you should get up every day, even if it's not working in your favor. You should get up and keep doing what you're doing. And the day you really stop feeling passionate, you should then not show up at the office or whatever you're doing, and directly stop working there, because it doesn't make sense. You look at Vedant Gupte, he directly stopped playing cricket because he had also said in one of the interviews that if he doesn't feel like doing what he does every day and doesn't get the passion, and that passion actually goes down even by 5-10%, he'll directly stop playing cricket.
Yeah.
And that is what he did, right? And that makes sense, because it's if you do not feel passionate about it and still keep doing it, then it's going to affect your work, it's going to affect the others who are working with you, probably, let's say, if you're in the tech company, the users who are actually using the platform. So it makes sense to then step down.
How was your experience being on Zerodha?
Amazing. It's a really great concept to actually talk about the 0 to 1 journey of not only the founder but the company as well. And I've seen a lot of podcasts talking more on the 1 to 10 journey, or let's say a 10 to 100 journey. But it's really fun, and I really feel that a lot of, again, this 18 to 30 age group would be able to resonate with this podcast.
Thank you so much, Vedant. Thank you.
You can be young, fearless, and build it out in the open. You don't need a college degree for sure. This is Vedant Gupte's 0 to Zidd1 journey for you. If you want to see more 0 to Zidd1 journeys with us, subscribe now.